come and check us out as we think it's a sports show. Come see what we about. Hey, Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. Come check us out so you can see how everybody think. Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. The show's about to start, so everybody take a seat.
Yeah, nah, we not starting 2020 like this.
I'm just
like
saying,
this. We not starting like
we've
that.
been started.
Bro, we
I
already
don't
talked
know.
about that.
I don't
You
know
can't, yo, bro. You can't do that, bro.
Can't do what?
You gotta tell me when we start, when we can start the show. What
I
you talking
just said
about?
we started.
Yeah, I'm a, yo, well, somebody else talk. I got nothing to do with this. I don't know what preacher's talking about.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what's
2021.
That's how we starting apparently.
Y'all boys, remember how y'all used to write the year down for school and stuff?
Oh, I always forget that. Man.
Yeah, I don't know the years and stuff no more because I don't write it down. Every day you have to write it down and stuff. You know, the date and the year. Now I forget the year. You know,
That's neither here nor there.
what's today's date, Mills?
January 12th.
Wow, Mills. All right, why you remember that? It's a special day.
Mills a company, man.
Oh yeah. He probably wrote it down. He saw it today. You saw the date multiple times, like
Yeah, I wrote somebody up today.
an email. See, yeah, ho.
All right, but I guess we can go ahead and start the show now. All right. So yeah, I don't want to start the show off with some bad energy, even though Preach just did. But I just don't understand why I don't see my friends when I come back to Buffalo. I just don't get it. It's like my second time coming back, and y'all boys don't pull up on me.
I can't.
You don't want to explain to the people?
I came to see you.
Rat has an excuse.
Yeah, COVID.
Yeah, Rat had COVID. Shout out to everybody. But yeah, Rat, how long was you down? 5 weeks?
3.5.
At least.
5 weeks, right? It felt like it.
Yeah, he had the bad batch. Rat had the bad batch of COVID. Yeah. How old is you, Rat?
Nah, bro, my COVID was on a date with a stomach flu. So they said, let me go see what they doing. And it was it was bad, but yeah, it was good. The COVID was fine. It was like the stomach, whatever was going on with my stomach was like a double down.
Man, y'all not about to deflect from my question. How come every time I pull up, I don't see my friends?
I feel like I see you every time you come. Like I
saw you last time. I saw you last time.
Okay.
Yo, Mills and Preach is quiet. What's up?
No, I'm not quiet.
I'm getting old. I can't stay out late like I used to.
Oh my God. Here we go.
I mean, boys be trying to link at like 9:30 at night. I work at 4 a.m. I gotta get my rest, man.
The boys was trying to come up. He would have came through. You know what I'm saying?
Now I told them boys pull up on the space table. They ain't want no smoke, so they stayed away.
Right.
No,
the boys ain't here from boys till like 9:30 at night, bro. It's too late by then.
I respect that.
Can I say this? I came on Cortland. Like I was there.
You didn't stop and knock on her door?
Well, what happened was I saw you being you was
just
outside.
rode down the street.
No, he was out.
Apparently.
He took a picture in front of the house and just kept riding down the street.
He was
like, I was there, bro.
He was outside. He was outside on the snap, and I drove by to see, and I guess Poyer, you know what I mean, pushed him off the block. I think that's what happened. Yeah. I ain't seen Mike no more.
Appreciating that Malibu in the whip.
I did not see it.
Preach might rode down the street like hours later than when I was gone because I was there till like 8 o'clock.
10 minutes.
All right. Now the Mally was out there and the strap was in the whip, but we ain't gonna go there. But it's 2021. We here. We missed y'all. It's been a crazy like 3 weeks. With the new year, Rad was down with the COVID. He just said I had a lot of personal things going on, but we here. We're back. YouTube only. As of now, and Apple Podcasts or the Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. We all on Facebook because Mills said he couldn't be him on Facebook. Mills said he needed to be him. So now we on YouTube only. He said a couple aunts, his mom was on there. He didn't want to wild out. I respect that, Mills. So we good. So boys,
did you really say that, Mills?
Boys about the pod now. Boys about the pod now. Let's get it. So
because I's gonna be on you Mills now because it's like what's the different Mills? What's the new Mills? New year, new Mills.
New year, new Mills. You know how you start off. So I didn't see your boys in Buffalo. So How was our Christmas and New Year? Or New Year? People get upset when you say New Year's.
Oh, I didn't know that. But
I didn't know that either.
I guess you learn something new every day.
I knew that, Mike. The S is silent. The S is silent.
The new
Okay.
Mills in the bill, baby. Go ahead, preach.
Mills. If the S is silent, then we should say Mills. Mill. But anyways, Christmas in the new year, it was all right. I guess it's been business as usual, in my opinion, at least for me. Haven't really been doing, a lot of necessarily like gatherings, so it's been cool. Like, spent time with the family, and yeah, that was about it.
Nice. How about you, Rat?
Christmas was good. They gave the kids a nice, good Christmas. They had fun. Family time was good. Yeah, Christmas is good. It was at the crib, so it was good, man. Had some people over, had some breakfast at a brunch. So Christmas was good. I liked everything about it and all the stuff, all the things I got. Shout out to my fiance. She got me a whole little setup. My whole setup, how I'm coming from home now. I'm home at the crib, so shout out to her. So Christmas is good for me. It was one of the better Christmas gifts I got, because she literally got what I needed. You know what I mean? So when I don't know,
It was for her.
how y'all, I don't know how y'all get it. Was, I mean, but it was for her, and
It's like you got everything you need down there. No need for you to go nowhere else.
But you
back, and I'm happy about that though, because I mean it's easier for me. But I don't know how many gifts y'all got, but it's few times where it's like, oh, that's what I straight up needed. That's what I wanted and needed. And that was probably one of the better gifts I ever got. So shout out to her.
But hold on, Rat. You skipping something real quick, because I heard this through the grapevine, and by grapevine I mean Mike. Mike told me that you got COVID at this brunch.
I'm not sure.
Allegedly.
I'm not completely sure. I mean, it will make sense there, but also maybe not, because I honestly start feeling symptoms like literally that day. So I could have, I'm not sure. That don't usually how it works, but I don't know. Who knows?
Early in the day or late in the day?
Late in the day.
Oh, all right.
I don't know why you said that, Mills. Why?
I don't know why.
Because I was there.
Yo, man,
early. You should have let me know. I would have got up out of there quick.
No. I start symptoms later in the day. So, but I don't know. I don't know.
But you made it through. So how many days was like, yo, this is wild?
What, COVID?
Yeah. Like, how many days were you really down and out?
Because you was dead. The
actual symptoms. Yeah, the actual symptoms.
Dead, bro.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't there.
We didn't hear.
The actual symptoms of COVID wasn't bad.
Let me say this.
It was literally a cough. Oh, you could go. You could finish.
No, you can say what you gotta say, but Rad, nobody heard from you for at least 2 weeks.
Yo, I had the car,
Yo,
Rad.
we in the chat. Yo, what's up? Yo, we said Rad name like every day, and you did not. Now, granted, you don't necessarily respond all the time, but you at least respond at some point. It was no communication for 2. Yo, is Rad okay? Rad might be out. He might not.
No, for one, it's two things. It's twofold, right? When I'm home and I disconnect from my phone, I kind of I don't really care. My phone be over there. I'm not pressed about it. Two, I had COVID, so I was in the bed. I was in the bed, and the shortness of breath, any exerting myself was that was the biggest issue, the shortness of breath. But besides that, the stomach flu, whatever the heck was wrong with my stomach, I don't know if that was a symptom of COVID.
Swine flu.
It's not really what it is, but I had my stomach, I don't know. Maybe I ate something at the brunch that got me or something. I don't know. But
IBS?
My stomach was the biggest issue, and it took me down,
bro.
and I couldn't move. You know what I mean? But everything else is good. Everything else is good. I didn't lose my taste.
Yo, who made the potatoes, Mills?
I don't know, but Rad mom was wilding with the potatoes, bro.
We had a cater brunch.
Who catered?
Fiance didn't want to cook. No, she didn't want to cook.
Oh.
She didn't want to cook. She's like, I ain't cooking. She's pregnant. She was a child. So she tried to do everything quick, not have people waiting and stuff. But
who catered?
it is what it is. But yeah, everything was. I mean,
nobody's telling me who catered. Is it a secret?
Because we talking bad about them.
Oh,
they got a business. They got a business. Why would I do that?
Oh, that's shady. Was it?
I think it was bad.
Was it Quet?
People were. But Mills, oh my
Nah,
god.
nah.
It wasn't quite. Long as it's not
No,
Quet,
it
then it's
wasn't
good. Shout out to Quet. What's
Shout out
Quet?
because it ain't bad.
That's what I'm saying. What's the name of it again?
Mia's menu.
I'm not saying. Oh
No, I'm not
Mia's
talking about
Menu.
Quet. Shout out to Mia's Menu. We can shout out our boy Quet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Jesus
no, I
Christ.
wasn't quiet. I
Yo,
wasn't
but
quiet.
my only thing is, I'm sorry, Mills, before you go, Rad, you say that you kind of disconnect from your phone, but how is it that's true, but you get every update from fantasy and you was on the waiver wire and you was doing all that stuff during fantasy, but yet and still you're not on your phone at home? Can somebody explain that to me?
Fantasy was over. What are you talking
No,
about?
Fantasy's over, bro.
I'm
Speaking of
saying-
fantasy,
I don't know what
can
are
you
you even
bring my-
talking about.
Can you bring
In
my belt
general.
to work tomorrow?
In
I don't know
general.
what you're talking.
Scratch that. Can you bring my belt to work tomorrow? That's all I want to know.
I gotta find it, bro. Is it like I
Oh
lost the move? I
my
might
god.
got lost in a move or
Oh,
something, bro.
my-
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Might be in the basement somewhere. I don't know, bro.
Yo, bro, if you lost the belt, you owe everybody like $100. You can't lose the belt.
We pay for the belt?
Lost in the move.
Yeah, well, I pay for the belt
Oh.
as the great commissioner that I am. I pay for the belt, but y'all pay for it in with your league fees.
Yeah.
so Millie, how was your New Year's and Christmas, bro?
Christmas was pretty, simple, pretty normal. Just spending time with family, friends, stuff like that. New Year's was a different feel, though, man. This was like my first New Year's not bringing it in the church, like the church house. It was definitely a different feeling. We actually pre-recorded service, which is pretty weird to me. So, I brought a New Year's at home. At 12:01, I'm typically hearing a pastor go over, we made it to the new year, stuff like that. People shouting, excited, and stuff like that. This time I was laying in the bed, like my wife was pretty much asleep. I woke her up at 12:01, like, yo, it's a new year. So it was definitely a different feeling, being in the house. But other than that, I mean, I'm just happy to make it 2021, despite everything that went on in 2020. So grateful.
Yeah, I hear that, bro. My joint was cool. Angie and I set a budget for Christmas. We was like, it's too much going on. Like, no need to go all crazy. Set a budget. I didn't get nobody else really anything, but I had so much going on back in Buffalo that I knew I was going to be there for a week. I told everybody, I said, yo, listen, you're not getting nothing but my time and seeing me. So that's what everybody got. Besides that, I did come back to Buffalo for a week. Great time. Kicking in with Marky D. Got to see Mom Dukes. As y'all know, a lot of things going on. So that's a blessing. She's home. Kicking it. Being in Buffalo always just, it kind of grounds me, right? I come out to Michigan, got my own life, got everything going. But coming back home, man, it feel good. It feels even better when you see your friends, but we ain't got to talk about that no more.
That's crazy.
But
how much weight you gained when you was here, bro? I know you was eating
bro,
all the eats.
Yo, and Lou, Marcus' roommate, he come home with pizza every night from the stiff list. Bro, steak pizza. We had steak and sausage pizza. Pause. We had, a pepperoni and sausage. Pause. Cheese, everything, bro. Yo, wings, bro. Matt bought 20 chicken fingers.
What's the establishment?
I don't want to say them because they don't sponsor us.
Oh, no.
Shout out the Wing Kings.
Yeah. That's what I said. I was like, I thought you said it. I was like, hold on. What?
No. So, but Matt bought 20 wings because Matt thought like meals was coming through, money was coming through. Matt bought beef on whack, and he bought 20 chicken fingers for boys and nobody showed. It was like, and Tony over there playing spades and nut. But all this food, bro. I eat so much fast food that Angie's like, what you want for dinner? You want pizza? I said, no, I don't want anything but what's in my kitchen right now. I need to cook something.
That's why you didn't go Mills. Nut was there. You didn't want to see Nut. That's what it is, bro.
Yo, Nut sent me a message. Nut called me before we bought the pop. Like, yo, tell Mills. I said, fuck him. I was like, yo, I said, I got beef.
Nah, he said it.
Yeah, yo, keep me out of it. I said, I got nothing to do with that Nut. I said, call Mills, bro. I get it. Yeah, Mills been asking me for his fantasy bread. I think Mills trying to get off the plan. I think that's why Mills wants the fantasy bread.
You gonna pay the opt out? You gonna pay the opt out fee?
Romance.
Yeah. All right, but so we can move on. One dope thing that I did see over this year, over the break I had, was the movie Soul. That's one thing that Angie and I watched. and it kind of was the perfect movie to watch. I can't remember if it came out 2020 or 2021, whenever it came out.
Christmas.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it
saying
came out
like
2021.
was it Christmas? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect movie for 2020, just to like level set everything and say, listen, appreciate the small things. It's so much going on, but we can still appreciate the small things. Like don't lose the forest, through the trees type of thing. So, did anyone else see that movie? And what'd you think of it?
Yes, I seen it. Yeah, I think I watched maybe like 20 minutes of it, and it was and only because my my son was watching it, but I fell asleep. Like I fell asleep. He was still watching it. So I don't know what happened. So I seen like 20 minutes of it though. So shout out to the 20 minutes I seen.
So you did see it,
Yeah.
but it was a good movie though. I would recommend watching it.
Oh, it's a no go.
Yeah. I think it was a really great movie. It was a really great movie. I think Jamie Foxx did a good job. I think whatever Disney, Pixar, or whatever did a really good job. It, from me, what resonated with me was just like ultimately it's just just be aware now. Live in the moment. Don't get too caught up into this big grand finale thing that you're looking for in life, and ignoring all the little things on the way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of there's a lot of parables of that. There's a lot of books about that. One book that comes to mind is a book called The Alchemist, where they talk about that a lot, where the journey matters just as much as the where you're trying to go. So it was really dope to see a lot of those black characters like that too as well. To see that many black characters, to be pretty much a black film, a black animated film like that, it was dope. They made even how they made them look was very like us of culture. They brought the culture in there, and so it was a really good movie all the way around. And I applaud Pixar, Disney, whoever it is, and that was a really good movie.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It was definitely a good movie. When I first turned it on, I'm like, yo, what is this about? A man walking down the street and he falls into a hole and he just disappears, and it was just weird. But it's definitely great. I mean, a lot of people, it takes them a long time before they realize what their purpose is. And the movie showed me that we all do have a purpose. It may take you a while to realize what it is, but you are here for a specific reason. And don't give up until you realize or get to that place in life where you know what your purpose is. But it definitely was a good movie though.
Yep, I agree, Mel. So another movie that I watched, or like kind of similar to what Preet said about Soul, Wonder Woman, bruh, I got about 45 seconds in to whenever it was like some little white girl running on the beach. And I was like, yeah, nah, this ain't for me. And I turned it off immediately. But it was one of those movies that came right to HBO Max. Shout out to my guy PJ for the login. But it was like right to HBO Max, and it was a free movie, I guess technically. Well, somebody else paid for it. And I just couldn't even do it. Even still, I decided not to watch it. Anybody watch that movie at all?
It was terrible.
Was it? How
It
much
was a bad movie. I watched the movie. I watched it.
Oh,
I sat there and watched it. It's a bad movie. I think it's. I mean, even I think the start it was fine. I think when they started with the little girl and all the stuff that was good. It was like, oh, okay, cool. That was cool. But it was terrible. It was terrible. Like I can't. It was nothing good. After the first scene when she grew up, everything was cheesy and corny and stupid. The villains were terrible. How they became, it was all bad movie, and yeah, it was terrible. Nothing good about it.
I agree. It's one of the worst movies I've probably ever seen as well. No, seriously, it was just like it. I guess when you look at the movie, it's like it almost makes you think like, who else saw this right before it got to me? Yeah, it was just like y'all had to say to yourself, this is
terrible.
retarded. Like, what is going on? I'm sorry. That is very derogatory, and I apologize. We're not trying to get canceled. This is not smart. But I don't understand. But my issue is, why can't I say the word retarded?
Yo,
because they said they don't like it.
Now I gotta bleep
No,
it out.
no, no. You don't
It's
have
not-
to, Mike. You don't have
It's
to bleep
not
anything out.
PC. It's not
But
PC
I
or
am not talking about
accepted anymore.
anybody. I'm talking about an entire conglomerate. You feel me? Like, am I?
'Cause
You
it's
know, like-
derogatory. At this
Yo,
point, it's
But derogatory to who though?
That's not how it
to the
works.
people who used to be called the technical term people who used to be called that. It's, they don't like the word no more. The word is not. should
Listen,
be
so
used.
what I'm saying is, can I say that this is miniature? This is midget like. Can I say that?
No, you can't say,
No,
you
no,
can't say that word either.
So wait a
Say
minute.
little
The
people.
word midget is like, I'm not calling someone a midget, but I cannot use that word midget to describe anything.
I don't know how it works.
See, that's what I'm asking. I don't know what's
I'm
going
saying
on
that you
now.
can't say it.
Listen, man.
No,
it's too, listen,
no,
listen,
you
listen,
can't.
listen.
Imagine if somebody used like the word nigga to describe the color black. No, you just can't do stuff. You
Yeah,
just
but okay. This, yeah, this look
Yeah,
like a
exactly. yeah.
Yeah,
Can you imagine hearing
nigga. Yeah,
somebody
they gotta
say that?
chill. Yeah, they
That's
gotta
funny.
relax. This look
That's
like
not
a
funny, but it's
nigga.
funny.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that's
Yes,
wild.
pretty much.
That's wild.
That's
All right.
crazy to do.
Do
Yeah,
you
that's
wanna-
wild.
you
Yeah,
wanna
that's what I'm
keep
saying.
Going with your,
But
with your
but I apologize to those who have been called mentally retarded. So I will say this though, as far as Wonder Woman is concerned, it was bad. Like I said, it's so funny that sometimes with these big conglomerates, Disney, it's like
That's Warner.
or yeah, Warner, but they use HBO Max. So I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. So HBO Max, Warner, whatever. These even like Disney, ESPN, you could throw any of those. It's like sometimes you get so big and it's like you miss the finer things. And it was like nobody thought to say like, yo, this plot is terrible. These wishes don't make sense. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! These wishes don't make
You
sense.
don't regard and get into it.
Yeah, it was like, cause like don't
Bad.
like it's
was
a
bad.
stupid movie.
It's like Fast and Furious, right? It kind of you lose the nuance,
Which
but
one?
later it became just about blowing up stuff.
Yeah.
Like-
no, Mike.
I-
We would have talked blowing up
Yeah.
stuff. No.
word?
But
There was
that's-
no action. They didn't fight. They she literally was just searching. Like, bro, it was bad.
It was terrible.
They had one fight scene that was terrible.
They-
She learned how to fly. Like, yo,
what it was?
yo.
This what it was, and I know what happened. I can't remember the guy. Who I do.
I'm not gonna lie, we spending way too much time on
Yeah,
it.
we are.
We are, and that's fine.
Care less.
That's
No,
fine.
You watch it. You watch it, Mil.
No, what's that guy
Care
name?
less.
What's
I
that?
can edit.
What's that
I'm
guy
ready to
name?
move on.
What was the guy that? What was the guy in the movie? Rat? What was his name? Who was in the last movie?
cares?
Her love interest. I
love
think.
guy.
I think her. What happens is, and I got a good segue, so we can move out of here. Like they wanted to have the love interest in here, so they literally did so much stuff just to bring him in, and it was like you could have just left him out. Like he didn't have to be in here. But in speaking of love interests, and in speaking of Wonder Woman, we got another Wonder Woman out there. Listen, people been calling her a Wonder Woman, and that's none other than Lori Harvey. Shouts out to Lori Harvey. If I had applause, I would give her
That's
applause.
Steve Harvey's daughter, right?
Stepdaughter. It is Steve Harvey's
daughter.
Yes, it's his daughter, but it is not biologically. I don't know if that's PC to say, but so nonetheless, Lori Harvey has been in the news, and I mean the Twitter sphere, the shade rooms of the world, and all those publications. I guess she's been, connected to multiple men. No shame. We're not throwing shame. We're not throwing shade on her, but we're just, stating the obvious. What's going on? She was connected, I believe, to Diddy, to Diddy's son. She was also connected to Trey Songz, Future, and I believe the most recent connection is Michael B. Jordan. The most recent connection is Michael B. Jordan, and it's been a
I think
lot
the
of
correct name is Marvey. Is they going with right?
why?
Is that the couple name? They going with
Yeah.
Marvy?
Oh,
I
Michael
think so.
Marvey.
I might.
I did you just make that up?
I hope not. I'm about to say.
Listen,
I'm about to say right.
I might have just made that up. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. And
Lyco.
matter of fact, I'm not gonna say this because we're definitely canceled if I say that. So Rad, I know Rad was with me when I put this down in the notes. He was with me. So Rad, what you got to say about it, man?
She's a beautiful woman. I say that. I start there. I think she's a beautiful woman. I don't know. I mean, Michael B. Jordan. I mean, it's the couple. This. Okay, I'll say this. Out of all the previous people she dealt with. This is actually, it looks good. They both younger. They both success. Well, I don't know what she does. He's successful in what she do. She's successful too. Whatever she does. I mean, somehow, some way. So I think they look good together. So more power to them. I think she's a beautiful guy, handsome dude, real established actor. So more power to them, man. Shout out to Marvy.
All right, man. We ain't gonna be PC. All right, it's 2021.
I think the question is, what do we get out of talking about this? Like, what was the reason of bringing it up?
The reason why
what's wrong with them being in a relationship?
Well, there's nothing wrong per se. It's two things really going on here. One, I'm happy for Michael B. Jordan because Michael B. Jordan, should I say, he was going in a different direction when it came to women, and I appreciate where Michael B. Jordan is at. If you know, you know. That's our new phrases. If you know, you know.
Yeah, he was on that beach. He was on that beach wilding,
yeah. So we'll leave it there. He was Kyrie Irving in it, but that's it. That's neither here nor there. But my question to y'all is I want to talk about double standards. And I just want to try to be honest. Why do we have a problem with double standards? Right? Why is there such an uproar with double standards? And what I mean by that is there's a double standard for men, i.e. Future, and I don't want to get in anybody's business, but he may have been seen with multiple women, and that's just a fact. I mean, he
use somebody else besides Future.
Why?
Because he's been with multiple women and he fathered multiple children with multiple women.
Exactly. But my point is
8 kids from 8 different men.
No, so my point is that it is somewhat of an acceptance, right? It's a badge of honor maybe for Future. Not so much. I mean, if you could take care of your kids, and I mean, I don't want to get into that with anybody, but you know what I'm saying? As far as him being with multiple women, like I'm saying, that's a badge of honor. Like we look at that, right? Like those things are. You go back to 007, right? He was a sex symbol, but in every movie he was with a different woman. You know what I'm saying? Like those things are kind of programmed, and it is just okay, or at least our society deems it as okay. It's cool. Like, oh, he's debonair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, and all that. But when it is a woman, obviously we know the double standards there. I guess as of recent, the tide is kind of changing, so to speak. But my question is there a problem with double standards, right?
Is there a problem with it? It can be if it's like oppressive type of thing. Like you can't do this, but I don't want you to do it, right? I can vote, but you can't vote type of thing. Okay. It's just something like when it's like that. But if it's like, oh, men open the door, but women open the door for men, but you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't really matter. That those type of double standards.
So
like, oh, well, women, like to me, a double standard is that boys supposed to be tough, right? And a lot of times, to me, it's a double standard because then when men grow up, they grow up, kind of, keep emotional to themselves. They kind of grow up not knowing how to really express themselves, all because that double standard growing up, how you supposed to rub dirt in it, but a girl can grow up and express herself. That's why women sometimes be better communicators. So those double standards are bad. So I have a problem with those.
Do I have a problem with double standards? This is a tough question because they exist. They're here. I don't think they're going anywhere. The issue is the origin of them. You know what I mean? A lot of them came from, I think a lot of them, like those ones like Boys Be Tough, the ones I know he just talked about, I think they came from a place, some type of place of like trying to have order for men and women in society. And then obviously as society grew, it it's nuance into it. So it can't be black and white like that. But I think, some double standards were made to just give a direction for men and women, you know what I mean? And maybe they were needed at the time. And back then they were a thing and they were real and it helped in some way, men being the caregiver or whatever that may be in women. I mean, men taking care of the household, so providing, and women being a caregiver and stuff like that. And all those double standards of that nature were, I think I understand where they come from. I understand the origin. I understand why they were needed. You know what I mean? It's some nuance, but life is very nuanced. So, I guess I understand double standards, and I don't know. I don't hate them. I understand them. So I guess
Preach. What are you trying to get at?
I'm not trying to get at anything. I'm just asking a question. I mean, because it depends on it depends on the situation, and it depends on you as an individual.
But
Because
is there
certain
a double standard in this relationship that prompted you to even ask this? It gotta
Well,
be something that why prompted this.
well, I mean, in the case of Lori Harvey, the idea of it came about that she's been spotted with many different women, right? And some women, men. I'm sorry, or but
Hey.
well,
Hey, that's a double standard.
and that's a double standard right there. That is definitely a double standard, but we definitely not going there. But yeah, we're definitely not going there. But my point is that she's been spotted with like many different high profile men. People some people are saying that she wilding, like, all right, it's going too far. But then other people are saying we should champion her. But then I seen some women saying I seen on Twitter like she has access to high profile men, and it's just par for the cause. Like in theory it's only what 4 or 5 men. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily quote unquote a lot, I guess, maybe in a span of time.
It's just that we know them.
We know who they are. They're very high profile.
I talk to women that I could find pictures on Facebook with them through the years with other men that they probably talk to.
Oh, for sure.
But nobody cares. No.
No.
So do y'all?
On a grand
my question is, piggyback on Sam. Like, would you want the world? How do you picture a world with no double standards, where everything is? Do you prefer the world of double standards, or would you say like, nope, I want to see how it is with none?
I mean, just the idea of double standards, right? It comes from a place of someone saying that I can do something but you shouldn't do it, right? But let's be clear. Sometimes what they're saying is right. Because in theory, parents have double standards, right? Like this idea. I don't know if y'all ever heard the phrase. I don't know if I guess maybe my father may have said it. Like, I want you to do better than me. Like, you know what I mean? But that in theory, like, and when you break it down at a core level, that is a double standard. It's like, what do you mean?
If somebody smoking cigarettes saying don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, don't smoke cigarettes. It's like, yes. So double standards are good, or they can be good. Right. When used the right way, they can be good because it comes from a place of experience. So when people say not to be quote unquote promiscuous or to be with many different people, like, it comes from a place of just a health concern, right? You know what I mean? Like that's one, like just being overall healthy. Not to say that you're doing something with all these people, but that can be one, right? And it can be just the fact that some people are turned off by people who have been here, there, and everywhere. I mean, I'm just saying, like, that was frowned upon at a point.
It's a double standard because some men are, right, but on the flip side, a lot of women goes to the popular, famous guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that a lot of women like that. A lot of women are attracted to those guys who around a lot of women. And men, you're not gonna be as a man. Most men, if you got a woman that's all the dudes around, some people that might be like,
we trying to go there.
Do
y'all want to go there?
It's a quote, right? It's like, I kind of noticed this in through time dating and stuff. I don't know what you're talking about, but going through life dating and stuff, or even like getting swinging people, like, right? If I swing mill somebody, sorry Lex, this is a scenario. I swing mill somebody, he gonna say, what is the first thing Mill's gonna say is, what does she look like? If somebody was to swing Lex something, the first thing she would say, what does he do? Right? Women care about your career, and that a lot more than men do. Men care a lot more about how you look. Women do care a lot more status and power. So if you can have a chance to talk to Diddy, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying?
Stereotype Mike in the house. Mike, you are wilding.
Some people take things too personal, though. Some things are taken too personal, and
as far as what?
This is a part of life. Just stereotypes. This is part of life.
No, okay. Okay. Never mind the stereotype. I'm just talking about the double standard.
Double standard. Like you said it before. Some of it is used as a learning experience to better you, and then you got some that have a negative impact as well. But it's something that we have to, accept. Like, they're not going to go away. Double standards aren't going to go away.
Nah, Mel, that's terrible advice. But I would say this: if people was online,
That wasn't advice though.
if people was online saying that Lori Harvey is a hoe or something, then they should that's kind of whack, right? I don't get in women's business, but that's me.
No, I hear you, and I'm not. That's just chatty patty. That's getting too far in that, and I mean that I'm not like bringing up. I don't care about that. That's her life. That's her personal business. I'm just saying strictly on just the double standard part. Like I thought that
those
was
people need to go get a job and do something.
Yeah, if they doing that, then that's ridiculous. But I mean, it caused a lot of conversation, and we're just using her as an example. But it is a very serious conversation.
No, I get it. I see it a lot. And when you put that, that's why I kind of figured you were going with that, because I seen pictures. Well, I see more pictures of her and Future, her and Diddy over the weekend that I did with her and Michael B. Jordan. But then people just being petty.
I guess they just. I mean, she just put that. I'm just happy for Michael B. Jordan. Like, I'm be honest.
Imagine if I announce me and Angie get together, and next thing you know, everybody flip my timeline with old joints. I just my old work. I'd be tight. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta chill. But
it happened, bro. There's some people out there that will do that, bro.
Speaking from experience, here Mills. Yeah, here Mills.
No face, no case, Mills.
Yeah.
But here we go. So all right, so we delayed this topic for too long, but we gotta get into it, man. We gotta get into it. Some craziness happened last weekend. I think it was Thursday. It was a terrorist attack on the Capitol.
They called it that.
Well, I don't know who they is, Mills, but I'm calling.
Mike is calling it a terrorist.
Yeah, so
insurrections, what they call it.
Yeah, insurrection, a coup d'etat for my people that know. No,
get together.
Yeah, hey, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. But it went down on Thursday at the Capitol, and I can't lie, man. I've been watching so much coverage. I've been watching so much coverage of that since Thursday. Because I really can't believe it. So I don't want to start this conversation. I want to see where y'all take it. So what you want to talk about when it comes to Trump, inciting a riot for people to go try to stop our democracy?
I'll go first. This was like, I guess when I first seen it, words couldn't describe how I felt. Right? It was more of a sense of awe. Like, is this really happening? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this really, really, really happening? Because I guess it's funny we talk about double standards, and I guess America has been one of the biggest double standards, of all time. Right? We scream democracy, we scream equality. We scream all of these things about freedom, but yet and still, when you get down to the nitty gritty and when you look at our nation, none of that is really true. Like, it's a false facade. It's like it's ridiculous. We tell everybody else what they should be doing, but when we look internally, it's terrible. And to have just to think of it this way, it's like we actually we elected a president. And when I say we, I mean America, who would really go to this length to do this. And I always say systematically, because he's been planting seeds ever since he announced his campaign. And maybe even before that. Yeah, maybe even before that. He's been planting these seeds, and the culmination is having, all of these people go to a place where legislation gets passed and literally just go crazy. It's just like what? Like honest to God, really? In America, out of all places? It's crazy because like you watch all those movies, you know what I'm saying? And you see this happen in foreign countries. That's a depiction that we see in America. This happens in all of these other places, but yet and still that thing we used to see on the movie, that is what we saw here. It's crazy. It's legit crazy.
I heard that a lot. This not us. This is third world country.
Oh, definitely.
I heard even people out there that was out there protesting that was telling the people, the terrorists, hey, this not us. They do that. We don't do that. Right. And it just showed how privileged and how high they think they are. That, we don't do this. Yes, we do. Yes, all do. White people has been doing this for a long time.
That's a fact.
America has been doing this for a long time, and now it's just out in the open. The fact that they brought nooses, they brought restraints, like they were coming to take names. They weren't coming just to scream at you. They was breaking in. They had guns. They had armor. Like it was a terrorist attack on the Capitol, and I feel like it was kind of brushed under the rug for a couple hours or whatever it was, a couple of days. I really even think about it when it was happening. I wasn't even going crazy about it. I was like, "Oh, word! I'm playing chess, not even understanding the magnitude of it, until actually seeing it."
It's weird though, because like when did you have things like this that are so large and so massive? Like when did the police become your friend? Like when I first looked at it, I saw one of the police officers escorting a lady down the stairs that was pretty much trying to break windows and throw things into a building, and you're escorting her down the stairs. And if it would have been one of us per se, it wouldn't have turned out that way. So
well, I don't even want to say one of us, Mills, because they pushed that old man down in Buffalo
with the riot,
but he was protesting for Black Lives Matter. So if you are associated with Black people, then yes, you get full work. But if you're gonna protest to Trump and you're white, no, you're all good.
Right. And one of the things that aggravated me the most is I was reading an article about it, and one of the excuses that they put out there was we were limited in numbers, so we didn't want to do what we should have done because we didn't have the manpower to defend the building. And I thought that was a load of rotten potatoes. And yeah,
New Mills in the building. New Mills in the building.
Mills, is these the same potatoes y'all had for y'all brunch that everybody got sick?
Yeah, I ran joint.
Yo, but can I and this is no disrespect, and I want to be very, very careful when I choose my words here. Because what happened?
That'd be the first time on the show.
That's true. Respect to everybody who lost a loved one at 9/11, right? Respect to everybody, right? And I am not minimizing. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not necessarily talking about even like that, right? So respect to everybody who lost a loved one. Rest in peace to them. But that terrorist attack, like, I know, like, lives were lost in this one, and obviously more lives were lost in that one. It was a huge catastrophe. But like, this is like, I don't like comparing tragedies, but like, this is like, yo, this should have gotten the same coverage, is what I'm saying. Like, because it's like you're attacking the framework of what we believe in. One, you attack like one of our largest cities in the two tallest buildings, right? Like that shook America. And this, you attack where we make laws, where legislation is made, how we literally live, where the stimmies have been passed. Like, I mean, it's just like where everything is at. Like, can you, like, it's crazy. Like, that was insane. That is like crazy. That's nuts. But no, like, and Mike is right. Like they kind of like, it is what it is. It's like, oh, they kind of, yeah. What they do is they kind of minimize it to like this racial thing, and it's like, yo, first of all, it's much bigger than that. That's number one, first and foremost. It's way bigger than that. Like because race is like, something that they made up anyway. It's like mere bag of shells. This is something not totally different per se, but like
what they should have done.
Who was they?
Whatever whatever I'm saying, I mean, the assumption is whatever they did wasn't enough. What should have been done?
The same way we feel about the Taliban is the same way we should feel about all these people.
What?
I don't know why.
Y'all truly feel like that way?
I do. The same way we feel about the Taliban is the same way we should feel about these people.
About white supremacists, right?
Yeah, I'm not understanding where we're
super dangerous.
Absolutely. I'm missing. Am I missing something? Rad, they can't. Rad, listen. Like, did you see what they did? Like, they literally gathered together and they like had a coup on the Capitol building. Like, what do you mean?
I'm
Like,
saying, so
like,
what?
are you talking about?
Tell me what this should they do?
How we
What
feel
should-
about the
go
Taliban. That we should feel about
Whatever.
the no fly.
How Bush came down
Yup.
to where the towers was and had everybody and say we're not going to stand for it.
What's the place called, Mike?
Somebody need to come down.
Cowboys, wow.
What's that place called that they closed down? Did they close it down? Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo
Oh.
Bay. They should put them in Guantanamo Bay. That's what they should do. That's what all those people should go to Guantanamo Bay. The people that breached the Capitol, the guy that was in Nancy Pelosi office, all of them should go to Guantanamo Bay. We should torture them.
water.
Yep, all that. Yep,
Treason.
yep. No, Rat. If this is not treason, I don't know what is.
I said, Rad, what
That's
do you think there? So
I don't. I mean, I'm listening to y'all.
Rad
I'm
would have been
listening to
down
y'all.
there helping old ladies down the stairs too.
I'm listening to y'all. I'm listening to.
Well,
Rad was
go
the-
ahead.
I'm listening
Rad
to
was the
y'all.
black
I'm
dude
just listening
in
to
the
y'all.
meme, bro. Rad
No,
was the black dude in the meme.
No, I'm
Then he
not.
said was came for power, bro.
No, he.
I'm literally listening to y'all saying. I'm listening to Sam comparing 9/11 to what happened.
No.
and I just think
See,
that's insane.
I did not. I'm saying how we look at the Taliban for doing that is how we should look at these insurrectionists. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
we should not.
But why
Like,
not?
it's
I'm asking
not-
why
it's
not? But why?
Because it speaks for itself.
No, it doesn't.
but-
I don't know
No,
what you're
no,
saying. You have to explain yourself. I don't know why.
Nah, that ain't gonna fly today. Rad.
Because they went to the Capitol and jumped on buildings, and somebody hijacked the plane, and what? Like, how
Do
can
you-
we?
Do you
and
understand? That
Nobody. They didn't kill anybody.
they did.
got
People
killed.
died.
They got killed.
No,
The
no.
people
A
got
Capitol police. Right, he
I'm
died.
sorry. I'm
So,
sorry.
yes.
One cop lost his life. I apologize, but they were shot and killed and murdered, and they. What?
Yeah. So I mean, so the
Priest-
Taliban
Priest-
was too.
Priest not
What?
saying
It
Priest
was
not saying
kamikaze.
Priest not saying
What?
that it's worse. Priest just
Yeah, I'm
saying
not
that
saying
we
that.
need to react
The same way.
We can't just let it go. Like, we have to do something. Like what's stopping them from doing it again in 4 years?
Or going to
8
the
years
White
after
House. Or going to the White House and doing that. Or going to your house and doing that. Like what I'm saying is, Rad, we like it's almost like we desensitized to this, but it's not the same thing. And I don't even like them comparing it to any protest because it's not that. This is not that. This is civil war. That's what that is. Like,
America
Rad,
only
we
works
just
because
voted
we
for a president.
Faith and democracy.
Yeah, like
It only
what are
works
you
if we
talking
have
about?
faith in it. If people stop having faith in free and fair elections, then it's gonna be this. Then we might as well be just fighting all the time, civil war until somebody.
So
wins.
do y'all believe it's something's gonna continue to happen? It's something that y'all feel like it's a bubbling and there's a large number that
Absolutely.
they're gonna move on this one again?
FBI already said they have plans for the 16th through the 20th. They're gonna attack every single state capital.
Yes.
The FBI say it's already plans.
and armed.
In the inauguration, they said it's already been threats made for Kamala and Biden
Armed.
and Pelosi. So you acting like this is a one-time thing, and they about to are we good now? Like they have plans for in 7 days, 4 days, right?
I don't know. I'm for when it was happening, I didn't personally care. I was playing the game with my brother. I was like, word. I was playing the game. It is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm literally listening to y'all. I don't know enough. I didn't deep dive into it. I just think it's crazy how, it's come to this. It's crazy. I think the most, for me, outside looking in, the biggest thing is Trump. For me, it's Trump power. It's like how he was able to do it. I'm kind of interested in that. I'm kind of interested in how he was able to feed on that and to grow that and make them do that. I think I'm more interested in that because I think that's possible. I think something is going on in the country for them to feel that way.
Yes,
It's
right.
something-
It's been
So
that's not nothing
No,
new.
so
Like
No,
that has
but
never
the
not
new-
been.
But the
Like, that's
newness
not
of
new.
it is making it actionable. They're doing real actionable items.
No,
Again,
racism has
not-
been
not-
actionable, right? I
Listen to me,
think so.
Right? What them attacking the Capitol is because bro. The Capitol is not hanging a black dude. No, they're trying to saying.
Oh,
I'm saying like they're going. Y'all saying they're going against the democracy, right? They're trying to change the way the election is because something is not right. They feel like something is not right. Whatever it may be, I don't know. I don't really care. But I'm saying I think something is bubbling that I think I'm more interested in why is it got to this? How did Trump manipulate this so much so that he can control them on this level? I'm more interested in that fact than all the other stuff.
A wise man once told me it takes a fool to know a fool. So I think that fools can talk to fools, and I think that that's why Donald Trump was able to communicate with a whole bunch of fools, and incite them enough to make an attempt at our nation. It's just insane at our capital, like, because Rab, we got to be clear, because what people fail to realize this, and you're right, I misspoke, because like, there are racial undertones. I don't want to, like, there are some racial undertones with a lot of this, but one big problem with it is this idea that Mike talked about it. We just elected a new president, right? And our lawmakers are going to ratify this, and they came and they tried to stop it. Like, that within itself is the issue. And you're right, Donald Trump incited them enough to allow them to come together, to mobilize and make an attempt. And they actually did stop it, albeit for a couple hours, but they actually stopped the vote.
But say, and they have bombs in a van, so it's not like they wasn't trying to kill more people either. Like, they brought ropes, like they was gonna hang Mike Pence, right? Yeah, so they didn't do it, but attempted.
They tried.
Attempted cool is good enough. What happened if they do break in there and they do get their hands on Pence, because Pence was there, Kamala because he was there, Cory Booker, and they hang him on national TV? Like, we having a totally different conversation.
Absolutely.
If that happens, but just because they didn't, I don't think that we should sweep it under the rug, because next time they might be successful. That's all I'm saying, Rad. So,
and we'll see.
We will see. All right. Well, but I give 2020 this. It was probably the worst year. It's the worst year of my life. Probably the worst year, one of the worst years, maybe ever. We'll see when in history books come. But it was that bad. I mean,
it's been some, Mike, I'm not gonna hold you. It's been some bad years. I'm gonna keep it a stack bundle. It's been some bad years, and I'm not saying, and I'm not just saying like, and yes, it's been some terrible years in recent history.
Like the Black Plague.
Yeah, we gotta relax on the hyperbole. Like, AIDS is wilding.
But you know how it is. I'm alive right now. Is the worst time of all time.
That's true.
But I think 2020 showed really that two Americas do exist. When it came to COVID, when it came to how the response to COVID, if it was, majority white people being affected, maybe the COVID response is totally different. The whole Black Lives Matter, everything with the police, you've seen how they respond to Black Lives Matter and how they prepare for that. They bring out the whole National Guard. I think they even called Mills for the Air Force when the Black Lives Matter joint was going. But when it was this, they just had the regular on-duty police. Right? It just showed how it's two different Americas for people that's white and for people that's not. So I give 2020 that. It put a light on everything. So now if you don't see it, then you just don't want to see it. So we can move on, though. I didn't want to get to some sports, but I want to get to Preach Boy Kyrie, because it's similar to this. He missed, I think, a game yesterday. He allegedly, I'm not sure. I couldn't find it anywhere cited from him. But it said that, no, he doesn't like what's going on in the country, so he didn't play. I'm not 100% sure if that's true or not. Y'all can fact check me or not. But if it is,
he hasn't been talking much at all about.
Yeah, I think he does. He been saying a lot that he don't like what's going on. I think mentally he got a lot going on.
Yo,
so I'm gonna go to Mills. I'm gonna go to Mills because Preach gonna wild out already. I know him and I can get to arguing. So Mills, what you feel about this? About him saying that he can't play ball because he don't like what's going on in the country.
Oh my God.
I think it's a pure bag of shells.
A pair?
it's a
mere bag of shells.
The purest bag.
No, I said pure.
Atlantic Ocean.
I said pure. I know what he said, man.
Straight from the Atlantic.
But
I'm crying.
But I don't know. I think Kyrie bogus.
Ooh. Big
Facts.
word, Mills.
I mean, he can do other things. It says a video of him having had a party, a sister party, no mask on, just chilling, living his life. I think he was doing
Dancing.
a Salt Man or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the man was just
Copyrighted.
doing his thing. And you know, his team, they say he got a lot of personal things going on. They're standing behind him 100%. But they're not going to give out no information. They're gonna let him do it himself. I think he's going on 4 games that he missed. But we ultimately won't know what's going on until Kyrie step, to the platform and let the world know. But
If he wants to.
if he wants to. But one thing that I read that I was a little confused about, I don't know what type of relationship that Kyrie and Steve Nash got, but when did a grown man ever get the right to call somebody Kai? Like Steve Nash called the man Kai. Like,
Yeah.
why are you calling this grown man Kai? Like, what kind of relationship? That's the big thing.
I swear.
Maybe that's why he's not playing. I don't know if Steve Nash is going down the wrong lane.
I didn't
Wow,
and
I
he's
missed
making
that. I
Kyrie
missed that.
uncomfortable.
Wildly. Mills
I
wild.
missed that.
He's calling the man Kai, bro. This man is.
We called Kai. What you
was
call it? What was
30.
that dude name?
Nah, we ain't calling nobody Kai.
Sophomore year. What was his name?
His
We
name
called-
was Kyrie.
Yeah, we ain't calling him. What do we call him?
No, we called him Kyrie. Oh, I think whatever his last name was.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. But
Oh, man, Kai.
I don't know, Brad. You got something to say about that?
About Kyrie or calling somebody Kai? For me, it's twofold for me. I think, I think Kyrie's showing his privilege.
I think that's where I am.
I think Kyrie's showing his privilege,
That's true.
and
Bingo.
I think in it's nuanced because I think a lot of it is these basketball players, a lot of them showing their privilege because it's twofold. Because as basketball players, this as a basketball player, like if you're this good, you're probably this good by 13, 14. You getting the red carpet rolled out for you. They signed $100 million, $20 million contracts, and it's like, bro, I got bread. I got wealth. I don't need to move like how my grandfather moved to get along, to keep along, to get along. I can move different. I am moving different. So I think Kyrie is showing his privilege, and a lot of people, ain't used to that. But on me, on some level, I'm watching this like, all right, that's what it is. On some level, as a black man, as a person just watching it, it's like he's just showing his privilege. He's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? But as a basketball fan, I want Kyrie to play. I want him to play, blah, 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 blah. But as a black man, it's different. These basketball players got $100 million contract, $200 million is real money. And you can't tell them nothing. It's different. It's a different vibe. It's a different man. And he just putting it out for the display. And that's what it is. Man. That's what I take from it.
I don't think we're necessarily gonna argue, Mike, because I agree. Like I'm not mad at Kyrie showing his privilege because we know that the dominant society has been doing that for years, right? That they have that liberty when you get to that position. So I do understand that, right? I like if you can get away with it, then get away with it, and he's getting away with it. So I'm not necessarily upset about that per se, but I just want him to like be honest about it though. Like you don't have to like. And in all fairness to Kyrie, he hasn't said anything, so I don't know what's going on with Kyrie. But like if it's this whole what's going on in the world, right? You can miss me with that. Right, because that like whatever, like okay, where everybody else is going through it.
But you just made it like it should be on a 9 level.
But I go to work. Do you go to work?
Yeah,
everybody else go to work.
But you ain't got $100 million in the bank.
That's why. But that has nothing to do with it.
That's privilege. That's wealth.
No,
that's
and I said if
difference.
you can exert your privilege, then do that. That's fine. I'm not upset about that. I'm just saying you can miss me with the saying, "Oh my God, my life is crashing down because everything is coming on around me." You could just miss me with it, and that may be me being insensitive, and that just it is what it is. But I'm just saying for me personally, I'm over Kyrie. Like I'm done with him. I think he's garbage as a basketball player. I don't think he's that good. Me personally, I don't think he's that good anymore. And then with all these other antics, I just like. like if LeBron is doing this, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. But like, bro, like, stop.
Hey, I agree with Rad and Mills. I mean Rad and Mills, Rad and Preach. Right? Because for me, it is him, using his black privilege. That's all it is, right? Because if
We're not black, but just it's rich privilege.
I'm saying, him is rich privilege.
Yeah,
But whatever.
that ain't black.
Nah, it's black. It's a little black too.
No, it ain't black.
Nah,
That ain't black.
It's black. It's black too.
Nigga, if it's black, I could do it. I can't do that.
Well,
nigga. No, it's rich. That's wealth.
That's my point.
That's not our privilege. No, it's
that's
not.
My point.
Right. Go to your place of work and then tell them, yo.
What I'm saying is,
bruh. Yo, it's crazy out here.
But I'm talking about all the stuff that's happened. I'm
imagine hearing Gordon Hayward say, I need some time off. My life too tough.
People not
get out of here, white boy.
Even with the whole, he didn't want to come back to the bubble, all that stuff. That is black privilege. Let
not
somebody
black
else
privilege.
play.
That's a wealth privilege because you're saying our white counterparts, they don't have to do that. They just say, yo, I hurt my fingernail. Can I get off? You know what I'm saying? Or they just don't show up and they. I'm just keeping it a stacked bundle. You can say what you want to say.
LeBron can do that. LeBron can do that. What are you talking about?
Because he has wealth. We're talking about wealth.
We ain't got to talk about that. But Rad,
it's not black.
What you said? No,
it's black.
I agree, Rad. I see what you're talking about. But I would say this: if Americans could, right, we get time off, we get vacation, right. But besides that, if we could just wake up and say, like, yo, there's so much going on right now. I'm not coming to work. Just do that.
That's a wealthy thing.
Everybody would do that.
Yeah, but that's
wealth. If what I'm saying, like if America just gave us like America's messed up days, and we could use them, right? After the whole George Floyd thing, I would have took off a week.
True.
If I could have, but I can't because they're gonna be, man, bring your black ass to work. Like, who might want to hear that?
So you are agreeing with me?
But I'm saying that I have no problem with Kyrie doing it, right? Just because he can't do it, I'm not going to hate on it, right? Respect, hate the game, don't hate the player type of thing, right? Yeah. I'm not mad at Kyrie at all for doing it. And I see a lot of people saying he a bozo, like Mills just said, but no, Mills a company man, like crazy. So Mills, like, it's people like Kyrie that call off for Mills, and Mills mad all the time. The Mills Steve Nash,
I'm definitely Kyrie
showing up, yeah. So I have no problem with him doing it. If the Nets are cool with it, if his teammates are cool with it, and if Kyrie really needs some time away. And I don't have a problem with him going to a sister party. Because once I call off work, I can do wherever I want. It don't matter what I do after that. If I call off, I'm off. It don't matter if I go to the house. It don't matter if I go catch a game. It don't matter about nothing. If I'm off, I'm off.
You
can't tell somebody how to like handle their stress. Like they stress it. I remember like somebody got in trouble because they called off, and it's just a nuance. Just somebody got in trouble, they called off. They was at the gym, right? And they happened to see a supervisor. The supervisor went to go like he called off. He's at the gym. Like, bro, I'm relieving. Cousin was relieving his stress because I'm at the gym relieving my stress. Whatever the heck you was doing, that's what he was doing. So you can't tell somebody how to relieve stress. You got to be in the house to relieve your stress or whatever the heck you got to do. No, that's
sometimes being around love.
Depends on the place of employment, man. I had a guy call off and then he scheduled a passport appointment and he was at the front counter at the post office. And I went right up there like, yo, I need documentation to cover your absence, bro.
No, you don't.
Man.
I guess it does depend on place of employment, but I mean, if you call off, whatever. I mean, like you're just not.
Well, I mean, if you call them like, yo, I'm sick.
No, what I'm saying is I don't know how every job works, but some jobs you have, say, 6 call-offs. Use them however you want to use them. Like, it doesn't matter what it is for, but you just have these, and then it's like everybody's not like that.
I call off and I'm like, yo, I'm taking off. I'm going to the Bills game.
You don't have to say that. You could just call off.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Go if you call. You're not working. You got PTO. You got money.
Yeah, it's over.
Go do. I don't.
It's called
care.
benefits.
Exactly. I don't care.
I mean, it doesn't matter. My only,
I'm glad.
That's the problem now. That's why these businesses ain't making it, and that's why people are struggling. That's why the post office can't get y'all stimulus checks to y'all, because people like y'all call off when y'all want to call off, and we can't move the product.
Okay,
Got him.
No, the post office is mad because they paying more people to not work for them than to work for them.
That's true.
Paying more retirement people than people they. So that's the reason the post office ain't making.
But that was a fault.
Too here nor there. Too here nor there.
But we can move on. We get to some football. A lot of football going on. We got some coaches fired. Adam Gase. But most notably was Doug Peterson. He sat his players. The fourth.
Before you
game. Oh, go ahead.
Before you go on, Mike, it's crazy you said that because on Facebook, I don't know if y'all saw that, but they was showing the updates of the coaches that got fired and stuff like that. And I don't know, but one of the ones that was circulating the web was every non-African American coach that got released. They use the word release or separated. Yeah. And then when they get to the black person, they label it as fired. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They do that.
Yeah. I'm like saying it's cold. It's speaking cold. Yeah. I watched the Reagan doc. Cold heavy.
It? I didn't watch it.
Yo, that joint really good. I was sitting there like I was fried turkey too, but I was sitting there like, yo,
so
I can't believe
Trump is Trump part 2. Yeah.
Bro, I can't believe. I'm like, yo, we seen this game before. Why we acting like we all surprised?
Because it wasn't televised.
No. We did not see this game.
Well, now I'm saying
we didn't see this. But somebody televised.
Did. People been calling. I mean, people been calling Reagan. The devil 66. People been calling Reagan.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff.
But they seen Nixon. They seen Nixon. Yeah. Nixon was wild. He had the Watergate.
That
was wild.
All of them.
Like that's wild.
All of them wild. So all of them are crazy.
Presidents?
Yes. No. The issue.
All the presidents are wild.
All of them. The issue with Trump is he wants it forever. Like he want to carry on. He like all of them kind of like let it go. Like kind of, you know what I mean? Trump wants it like forever. He want to carry it after. He want to run again. I think he want to like probably do something nuanced, like more than what they wanted him to do. He probably taking it farther than.
I'm gonna be honest.
Trump got money plans.
But you know what though? I'm gonna be honest. I think Trump is a joke. Like I like honestly, in my heart of hearts. I'm not saying like him inciting and doing all that. That's just insane. But I'm just saying like as far as like I think he's that like that clown that pushes things too far, and then he's like now it's like okay I might as well just whatever let's just go. Because it's lucrative for him. I don't think it's like this whole, you know what I'm saying? I think he's just a clown.
I don't think he is.
He's a clown.
I think somebody behind him maybe
absolutely.
Definitely more, but I think he's he's an opportunist. I think Trump is an opportunist.
Well, we can move on after this, but what you said, right? Trump, I think he's going to the Alamo to give a speech, right? And Trump probably doesn't know what that means.
He cannot know.
But somebody told him to go.
Yes.
And he was like, okay, well, why is it gonna be good for me? Like, yes, your base will love it.
Yep.
You'll make a lot of money. And that's all he cared about. Like, I don't think Trump is doing this to be really super racist, even though he probably is. But to him, I think it's more about the money.
Opportunist, man.
Yeah, opportunist. So, but we can get to the league. So, but Doug Peterson, right, got a problem with him being fired for running his team how he wants.
This is new. This is. I didn't think he would be fired. He just won a bowl.
Just won a bowl.
He just
that's crazy. Come on now. Yeah.
Against Tom Brady.
A bowl gets you 5-10 years at least.
It gets you something.
It should get you 10 years, in my opinion.
I mean, a lot of people. But I mean, I think it's more so about the GM. I think it's more so about Howie. I think he wanted to save face. I think, I think it was going to be who you going to keep. It was, if all of the reports was true about Wentz and Dougie P not really having any type of reconcilable relationship, you had to choose one. The cheaper option obviously is going to be Dougie P. You got to go. We going to pay a couple $5-6 million to you, blah, blah. It would have been like a $50-60 million hit for Wentz. And you just wanted a new face. And you wanted to save the player. And I understand that far as financially, it made more sense. And you just want a new voice and stuff like that. But I thought a bowl got you some rope. And clearly in this day of NFL and this win now and this constant news media constant trying to win, It doesn't. The issue. I think the biggest issue is this is their team. Once it's like they can't do no unless make trades. They can't do nothing. They cap strong. This is the team, and the only thing you can do is get a new voice, a new face, a new feel. And I saw a report that Adam Gase is one of them.
Adam Gase, yo,
that's crazy.
Yo, if that's not white privilege,
that's
man,
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what is, but so
that's crazy.
But let's get into the playoffs, right? Crazy playoff weekend. 6 games. I don't know if it's the first time there has ever been 6 games, but after the new rule change, it was 6 games, 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. How do the boys feel about like that? Just having 3 games instead of 2 for the wild card weekend.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was cool.
I liked it. I liked having 3 games. It gave us something to do. And I mean, it's just like football just took over. You know what I mean? Like you could just sit down and just chill and literally watch game after game after game. Yeah. Like it was just like cool. It almost reminded me of like March Madness, and not the level of it, but just like the fact that you're just watching games all day. Or Christmas Day in basketball. That's kind of like a big day. You know what I'm saying? Or like the first round of the playoffs. Like the first round of the basketball playoffs, and it's just like game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I mean? You got good playoff game. Like, so I think football did itself, even though it's the biggest sport, you know what I mean, in America, it did itself a favor. Yeah, it did itself a favor, and taking over. They got it 2 days now, where it's like it's just football.
All right, so let's get into a couple other games. I didn't think any of the NFC games were super interesting, so I really don't want to talk about those. If I want to, we can. But I want to start with the Bills Colts. Right, we are Bills fans, even though it's not a Bills pod. We got a Bills pod, overdue Bills. We got the merch. Hit us up. That Bills Colts game, Mills.
Shout out to Chapo.
Shout out to Hefe. What'd you think?
Oh man, I think it was one step. I mean, it was almost an emergency room call for me. I was panicking like crazy.
Oh, I'm like, what's going on?
Especially in the fourth quarter of the game.
Mills, you can't play like that.
Well, from a non-Bills standpoint.
From a non-Bills fan standpoint.
Yeah, just the game.
Objectively,
it was a good game. It was a great game to watch. It was very competitive, all the way down to the last couple of seconds of the game. It was it was enjoyable. You had, 2 good quarterbacks, 2 good defenses. And they were going.
And it don't look like it.
They was going nail for nail. It wasn't a lot of sacks in that game though, and I think that was, a reason why the game, turned out the way it turned out. But ultimately, it was some good entertaining football, and it was something that I would pay to see again.
Well, what happens? What happens if the Bills lose after that fumble?
Oh,
do the NFL do something? Do they come up with a rule change?
No.
It's tough. I mean, because if you go back previously when you had what was it the Rams, was it the Rams game?
Rams
pass interference.
Yeah.
The whole thing changed. They reviewed it. The whole next season changed, and you got to think about that now. I mean, this is a moment where you can change somebody's season.
But that
team can ultimately go home, off of one call. And I think that that's something that they, will actually sit down and review. They actually had a conversation about it after the game was over. They feel that they made the right call, but I mean, it's going to be it'll be more investigation, involved. This actually turned into, the Bills losing, because Bills Mafia crazy, man.
Listen, they wouldn't have done anything. It would have just been something that we may have talked about 10 years from now. Remember that play when, but like, it's just like, at the end of the day, human error is involved in it. I know we have all of this technology. They made the wrong play. Like, it's not like this is not the first time they made a bonehead play. Like, it happens. It happens actually more often than it doesn't. To be completely honest with you, to determine games, it happens more often than it doesn't. And that's just what we live with. Like, it's called human error. It happens literally every day. And it's just something that we would have been upset about as Bills fans. It would have been one of those things that we kind of throw in there. You know what I mean? The miracle on that joint, the Frank Wycheck, the Ford lateral that we talk about all the time. Why left? Why right? You know what I'm saying? It's just like we were just throwing it in there, just like the Cleveland Browns do. They got their little thing where they go through it. The Boston Red Sox had their thing where they could name so many things where they all went wrong. I mean, it happens to franchises, but so I don't think anything would have happened personally. No, we would have just been mad, but
I agree. So, all right, Rad, Ravens and Titans. What you think about that game? That was a good game.
Yeah, I think it was a good game. I'm happy for Lamar. I'm a Lamar fan. Got that monkey off his back. He had some good key plays. I was surprised about Derrick Henry. He didn't do anything after running for 2,000 yards. Having that big season, he ran for nothing. They shut him down, and you see if you shut him, I guess it shows his importance or his dominance or how important he is to that team. If you shut him down, they don't work the same. Tannehill isn't. It just shows you the quarterback that can overcome and the quarterback who's along for the ride. And this is not a shade to Tannehill because I think he's good enough to win games for you, but I don't think he's good enough to overcome. When the game plan isn't working. So, but it was a good game. Overall, it's a good game. I'm happy for Lamar. I think he's a good quarterback, and on to the Bills. I can't wait for the play the Bills.
I felt bad for Derrick Henry and just other positions, right? Because it was a push. It's always a push every year for another position to win MVP, but it's always a quarterback. And for people to be championing him, all week, so he should be MVP, and to go out there and do nothing, and then for people to see that the running back position is so limited and what they can do because they're so reliant on everything else, it was kind of tough for I think other positions going forward and winning the MVP.
I understand that, but like when you look at the Rams, like Jared Goff was god awful. And Cam Akers went off. So, I mean, it's a case by case.
That defense won that game, though.
I'm not saying the defense did, but if Cam Akers don't run for 100+ yards and they don't, I mean, at the end of the day, you still got to do something on the ground.
Cam Akers wasn't in MVP discussion.
My point is that it's a case by case situation. I've seen people shut down quarterbacks. I've seen people shut down running backs. But more importantly, my question to y'all is: do y'all root for black quarterbacks?
Yep.
So with
us, like Issa Rae said, I'm rooting for everybody black.
Okay, I just want to know because I know
the good ones.
The previous, I guess you can say that. But the previous generation, or maybe I guess the previous generation, I find it, or at least I just say my father, he was screaming that the Bills lose. Granted, my father's been living in Buffalo probably not his whole life. He moved from basically his whole life. But he I'm talking about at the top of his lungs screaming that the Bills lose. And
for the Ravens game coming up?
No, not the Ravens game. This game, and I know the Ravens. The Ravens.
We understand what kind of fan you are. I get it.
Yeah, so if you know, you know. But I'm just asking: is that did we miss that? Did that kind of skip over us? Or
I root for all black quarterbacks.
No, not all black quarterbacks. I'm just saying. To not root for, what do you call it? Like an image, so to speak, that you've seen all your life. Can y'all follow that? No.
Why is Josh Allen supposed to be like the little white skin, blue eye, blonde hair?
I guess, and just the whole Buffalo's racist, like that. I mean, just the whole thing.
No, I mean, did that skip us? I think times are different, obviously. So we are a little. It's not as bad for us. We had discussed them before. Your father, your grandfather, even though your grandfather was a great spades player, I'm sure he dealt with a lot more than we do. So yeah, we are a little more distant, right? Josh Allen family got a cotton farm, and I'm cheering for him.
I'm not.
Still.
That's what
I'm saying.
I am.
I think it's one of those things. I mean, like everything else, people pick and choose.
Yeah.
People pick and choose.
No, Josh on my team, so I root for him. If he wasn't, I wouldn't be rooting for him.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's really that simple.
So I appreciate. So Browns Pitt. What you think about that game? That game was, I was driving back and I put on NBC on my phone and I look, it's 21-0. I'm like, what? So what happened, man? What happened?
A shellacking. to say the least. But Pittsburgh was terrible though. Like throughout the whole year, they're bad. I mean, they won like 11 games straight, but like when you saw it, when you kind of like watching, they could not. I had James Conner in the fantasy league. He was terrible, like literally the whole time. I'm glad that I don't.
I think he had like 3 games, like 100 yards. That was it.
I'm actually glad that I don't have to face the decision of keeping him as my keeper. Like just bygones be bygones. Thank you, James Conner. I appreciate your services. But like Pouncey was garbage. Their offensive line is garbage. I feel bad.
Pouncey.
Because like I don't know, like everybody talks about him being his Pro Bowler, but like I was like literally watching him plays and it was like he was terrible. Like he kept getting blown off the ball. I feel bad for Tomlin. I do because I root for him like in any circumstance. Like I don't care. I root for Tomlin. I'm a Tomlin guy, and for some reason he like this like actually this is what he does. Like for some reason like he just has these moments where his team comes out flat. I think they just didn't care about the season anymore. Like I honestly think that they gave up. Like no, honestly, it just seemed like I know injuries played a part. I know some people talk about the Tennessee Titans, the COVID team who messed up everything and threw their season into a tailspin with the bye week and all that.
They was 11-0 at one point, so you can't really use that.
No, true, and that's what I'm saying. Like they actually, and then they beat the Colts, so it's like I don't know. I just think it was a bad day. You know, sometimes you have bad days. We got beat by 50 before.
I was nervous that like a loss like this versus the Browns could get Tomlin fired for a second.
No.
I didn't think so, but I'm like, yo, a loss like this, right, man? I'm scared. I'm scared for black coaches. So I'm like, yo, something like this, it could be the like, no, we got to move on. New voice in the room. Big Ben about done. Start fresh type of gig. So I got a little nervous.
They can't
not
fire
Pittsburgh.
Tomlin.
Yeah, not Pittsburgh. Yeah, not Pittsburgh. But I was a little nervous. I didn't say I think it was, but I got a little nervous.
I think it was definitely about Pittsburgh than Cleveland, though.
You think it's more about them being bad versus Cleveland being good?
Cleveland was handed a W. They handed them the game. They said, and they actually took it. Cleveland didn't do no Cleveland stuff and fumble it.
Almost.
They just took it and won it. They
did.
Close. They got close, but it was the amount of stuff they gave them. 28 in the first quarter, like that's hard to lose that game.
The league did that.
The league?
I would say that.
They did. They won it.
Definitely plays in people's favor.
Well, Mike doesn't believe in it.
Mike don't believe
the early turnover. I mean, the snap over Big Ben head that lands in the end zone. That's momentum. That changes that changed the game totally.
Pittsburgh
Big Ben had an awful. Big Ben had an awful game.
They say the league wanted Allen to play Lamar Jackson so the Great White Hope can be the black man.
Oh my God.
What is Jack Johnson? I'm crying. So let's preview these games, right? Coming up. And I want to preview it from a AFC versus NFC standpoint because it's a stark contrast when you look at it. Right? The NFC. Right. If Rushy win versus Goff, then Rushy is like the youngest quarterback over there. And he's been in the league like 8 years already. Right. You got Tom Brady, you got Drew Brees, and you got Aaron Rodgers in the NFC versus the AFC where you got Lamar, Josh, Baker, and Pat. Like Lamar just turned 24. Like you got the young quarterbacks in the AFC, and you got the dinosaurs in the NFC holding it down still. Like I
passing of the torch, man.
Did y'all even recognize that?
Yeah, I recognized it when they tweeted out that Tom Brady versus
that
Drew
history
Brees picture. And that was fun. I was like, wow, it was just all it all made sense. You know what I mean? I was like, oh wow, just all them year 3 quarterbacks, and obviously Pat, on our side, on the AFC side. So yeah,
what does that say about the league going forward, right? Because we still do have Deshaun Watson, who, if he doesn't leave, I'm assuming Texans may get better again, right? We got him. The Jags about to draft Trevor Lawrence, and I'm assuming the Jets might get Justin Fields, right? Is the AFC set up for way better quarterbacking going forward at this point?
But at AFC, I don't know what I mean. The AFC have had the longevity, dominant quarterbacks, the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Manning's, the Big Bens of the world. Winning Super Bowls a lot, you know what I mean? So I think they just reloading. I mean, and I think the AFC is going to dominate. I think obviously because I think Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He's on that side, and Tom Brady left, but I think Pat Mahomes gonna take that place, right? He right on schedule. It's like, all right, so here come another dominant AFC quarterback. You know what I mean? So I think they're just gonna dominate the league.
Personally, I think that I think that they should stop the AFC NFC. I think that they should just get rid of that altogether. I really don't. I mean, they can keep divisions together, but they don't have to label them as such. And then on top of that, like when you get to the playoffs, just let the chips fall where they may. However, the teams are, as far as the seeding is. But to answer your question, Mike, I think that this is interesting because I think this helps football in a tremendous way. I think this is why football is like a leading sport, simply because, like Tom Brady's been in the league how long?
20 years.
20 plus years, right? He's been a starter. What, 20
since
plus?
Like 90, 2000, I think, since 2000.
Yeah. So like when you look at it, like literally, like there are some people who was like babies when, like, you know what I mean? Like when he won Super Bowls, and it's like now it's like Tom Brady was able to bring a whole generation of people right to this precipice, and now you have people who will say, or younger people who will say, Pat Mahomes is better than, you know what I'm saying? So like having that like dynamic is amazing for a sport. It's almost in the sense of like that's how like kind of I'm assuming how Michael Jordan was, like how Kobe Bryant was, being able to play for so long, and you literally bring, like, you gotta think like we are all Kobe fans. He brung us along the ride. Rest in peace to Kobe. And we were able so then you have these debates of like you can never tell me LeBron James is ever better than Kobe Bryant because he brought me along for the ride. But those things take sports to the next level. Like to be able to bring generations together and, you know what I mean, have meaningful conversations and meaningful games with stakes that mean something. It's simply amazing.
Yeah, I agree. So let's play a little game, deal or no deal, right? Since we got, Pat already got paid. I want to talk about the other guys because I already seen Josh is up for a big contract. I'm assuming Baker gonna get something, and Lamar was the MVP last year. So I'm gonna go to you first, Rad. No, I'm gonna go to my guy Mills. Mills, Josh Allen, deal or no deal for you if you was the GM?
Deal, definitely a deal.
What's some numbers?
You see him as
contract, like contract wise. What you think? What would you sign him to?
Oh, I'm paying him.
Mahomes money
or 400? 400?
They're sprinkling some stuff out there, and as a GM, you're in that, you see the stuff that is being brought out to your eyes, and websites and articles and stuff like that.
The GM don't see none of that stuff, Mills. We talk about.
What you mean? They don't read.
The GM is not looking at how much
they see it, Mills.
Brandon B on overduebills.com looking up how much Josh get paid.
Shouts out to Brandon B.
Shout out to Overdubills.
But I mean, you got to pay your focal point, the person.
Mills, how much?
Is you giving him Mahomes money?
How much money, Mills?
Is he getting half a billion?
I don't know if I'm giving Mahomes money, but he's gonna be right.
He should be
probably gonna be one, probably the top 3 top paid quarterbacks in the league.
He should be the top paid quarterback in the league.
He should get more. He should get more than Mahomes.
His next contract should be the best in the league. Whatever I'm saying about per year, whatever that per year is. I'm not saying give him $500 million. I'm saying give him annually, whatever that number is, to be the highest paid quarterback in football. He should be that. Especially if he beat Lamar Jackson. Absolutely.
All right. So preach. Your boy Baker, deal or no deal?
Deal.
The Browns in the playoffs, they just won a game.
Deal. But I think it needs to be on par with the Russell Wilson quarterback. I mean, with a Russell Wilson contract, rather. I'm sorry. So he should get a pretty hefty contract. I mean, albeit Jared Goff got a contract, and Jared Goff is terrible. So
but Goff got it after the Super Bowl appearance, right?
Yeah. And what I'm saying is what Baker, I mean, he won a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? And I know we laugh at it, but it's like he won a playoff game.
I brought up Jared Goff in the Super Bowl and you telling me that he beat a bad Pittsburgh team. It's a little different.
True, but that was, neither here nor there. But
I mean, it's the first step for Baker. Maybe he'll beat the Chiefs.
yeah, I think you got to pay him. I mean, like, what's the alternative, right?
No deal.
Yeah.
You say no deal?
I say no deal.
No deal for Baker Mayfield?
I'm leaning towards, this might be a flaw. It's probably his flaw. But I'm leaning towards I'm not trying to give nobody that big deal, right? That Watson deal, that Mahomes deal, unless you can carry me somewhere. I don't think Baker carrying no team. He needs a lot of things to go right. He need that running game, he need that defense to be good. And I understand that a lot of quarterbacks can't.
I
do
know.
that.
I don't know what that. When you say that, what do you mean?
I'm gonna give you a Tannehill deal. Take this Tannehill money.
So you're
Take
saying
this so I can get out of it, because now you're Goff or you're Wentz, and now you're trapped, and now you're like, all right, how long can I keep this team together before I'm the Seahawks and I'm paying $50 million a year for a quarterback and everybody else is terrible around them? So
right, yeah, like if you pay Jaws all this money, you saying okay,
he can carry us.
That means we might have to lose Milano, right? I don't think if with Baker, once you start losing pieces, I don't think Baker gonna raise his game to that next level.
Who does Baker Mayfield have on his team? That y'all saying that
Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb? What are you talking about?
Okay,
they're like studs. They're like the best backfielder in the whole NFL.
And who else?
He has the best O-line in the NFL. He has the best O-line. Cleveland Browns have the best O-line in the NFL.
Yeah, but that's development though. Like, they was just trash last year, right? Like, so I mean,
but
it was
but if you pay Baker, those pieces start leaving.
But you can still develop more people.
I better hope you do. But I agree. But we see. But I think you do pay Baker something because he broke the Browns curse, right? He's been good. His rookie year, he was really good. Second year was bad. This year was up and down.
What's the alternative?
Who's gold?
Do you want to get back in line?
Get back in line.
You've been in line. You've been there, and you've seen what the chances are. We'll see.
I get back. I'm. It's an experiment for me, but I am. If he can't do that, I'm back in line.
Yo, it's okay to win games. I don't want to be
Jared Goff. I don't want Jared Goff.
But they win.
You just told me Jared Goff's the worst quarterback in the league.
He is.
I don't want Jared Goff. I'm sorry, I do not want Jared
Goff. Jared Goff is bad. He's really, really bad. But
and now you strapped. You strapped to him for the next 3 years.
True. That is true.
I don't want that.
But number one, you went to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff, so it is possible. It doesn't matter. But you lost to the greatest quarterback of all time. Nothing to be ashamed about. Nothing to be ashamed about. But my point is this, Rad. It is nothing to be ashamed about. You lost to the greatest quarterback of all time.
I know.
Like, what do you want to do? But my point is this though, Rad. I mean, so I know it is possible to get there with him. I know that it is possible.
On a rookie deal.
Before he got paid.
I mean, they got Jalen Ramsey. They got Aaron Donald. They still have these players under contract for at least the next 2 years. So it's not like they are doing okay. I don't know what y'all talking about.
What I'm saying is this is the team, and
they look good to me.
I'm saying if you can't overcome.
They got Cooper Kupp. They got Robert Woods. I mean,
we're not making no splashes. We're not going out and getting nobody. We ain't doing nothing.
But who else do they need?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, though, Rad. Like, what more do you need?
Whatever. I don't know. We don't. It's always something, bro. It's always a player that, we wish we could go get this defensive rusher or something like that. And you can't move. You can't make no moves.
I think that's overrated.
The Eagles needs a lot. They can't do nothing. They can literally do nothing. Eagles cannot do nothing. This is their team for the next 5 years. They cannot do nothing.
They need better quarterback play. My point is this, though. When you look at the Patriots, right? The Patriots, if you just name the players they had on offense, I hate
using the Patriots, dog. I hate people use the Patriots.
Why?
That's the outlier that's way over here, and that probably won't ever be
but it's possible.
Again.
But
let's look at that. All right. Yep, it's possible.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm leaning towards
you're wrong.
The back of the line.
Well, it's like paying Derek Carr, it's like paying Andy Dalton. Like, what happens if they not
Joe Flacco?
You wouldn't know what happened. But
would y'all say? Let me ask you this real quick. Would y'all say there are more Bills fans now than there ever was in our lifetime?
I mean, they active on Facebook, but I don't know if they. I wouldn't call them not.
No, I'm saying the casual person that lives in Buff. Is there more of those than right now? Since we're winning,
I see way more people that don't like the Bills than do like that. Like I come and my family and my friends, I'm not. It's not that many Bills fans for me and my family. It's like 4 out of everybody. I got a big family, so for me, not really.
Yeah, but they like
I see
another.
way more
They
people
like,
that don't like the Bills.
but they like other teams. I'm saying, I'm just like.
No,
would
I
you-
don't. I don't.
You haven't
I
seen
honestly don't
say that.
an uptick in just more Bills fans since we're winning. So the fact that we're winning doesn't.
More,
you don't think it does anything
it's
for?
more
like-
energy, but doesn't mean it's
More
more
energy.
people. It doesn't mean it's more
Think
people.
so? You think you see
I
more
have,
Bills
I
fans?
have. I've seen what I mean. What I mean by
I
that
have.
is I've seen people who are like maybe they say, okay, I'm a Bills fan, but they're more invested now because we are winning. That's what I'm saying. My point
I
is,
wouldn't call them a fan.
okay,
Go
but
ahead.
what I'm saying is when a team is winning in that particular city, there are more people that are invested in that city.
Yeah.
We do agree on that, right?
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean more people?
I'm just
invested?
saying, like in Buffalo, New York, like there are probably more people
Are you
invested now.
saying that more people is invested, so people buying money,
not-
buying stuff?
It's not even. Yeah, I mean, you can say that because our merch just flew off the shelf.
Hey,
You know what I'm
something
saying?
merch.
If we had an 0-16 team, I don't know if our merch would have
No.
flew off the shelf. I just don't.
It
But
wouldn't.
that's
It
my
wouldn't.
point. That is my
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying.
arguing that.
Rat argument is flawed because if you get back in line, chances are you're going to lose.
Because I don't want my GM worrying about selling merch. I need my GM worrying about winning championships. Right? It could be
Well, if
somebody
that's the
that worries
case,
about that.
he won't be in. He won't be a GM for long.
What?
Because if they don't make money, then the team doesn't do anything. I just want y'all to know that.
They gonna make money. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I versus NFL, bro. You just
Cleveland
gotta
Browns
wake
made
up to
money.
team.
You
Ask-
telling me Cleveland Browns don't make money?
Ask
They've been
the-
terrible
a-
forever.
ask the Jaguars.
Bills make money. We've been terrible forever. What are you talking about?
And they were trying to leave Buffalo for a long time. I don't know if you knew that.
You go to bigger market.
Exactly.
We go, so Rat, Lamar, deal or no deal?
Oh yeah, you gotta pay Lamar. What? He's an MVP. He clearly is carrying the team. He's the whole offense. And he just won his first playoff game. I think you definitely play Lamar. I think you definitely want to get more pieces around him as well. But I think he showed that he can carry. He can carry a team. He can carry the team. He's done it last year. He did it this year. He's doing it now. So I think he can overcome.
You agree, Mills?
Yeah.
Mills want to get off the show, man.
What you mean, bro?
Yeah, man.
I'm crying.
New year. I thought
You
I
tired,
did think we
nigga.
were going down to 45-minute shows for the new year, though.
Here Mills
Nah,
go.
man, nah,
We've
I'm-
been off a whole
we-
8
we-
weeks, and
Yeah,
Mills want to get off the
older
show.
People. We older people.
Yeah,
So,
man.
we older
Definitely
people.
3-hour pod today.
Yeah, definitely 3 hour power. So,
Look at him.
yeah, that's enough football for today. Oh, enough NFL. We do quick national championship. I did watch that game. We don't got to review the game and go into it.
It was
but Rad text something interesting. Rad text that Smith was the best wide receiver, college wide receiver of all time. Preach. Rebuttal. 1 minute.
I'm gonna say no. I think that he's benefited from a pandemic year. He ain't played
Yo,
nobody.
Preach pick and choose where he want to say who people benefit from the pandemic year.
For sure, for sure, for facts. I think that like even when you look at the game like yesterday, like he ain't play nobody. You know what I'm saying? He ain't play
played all
nobody.
SEC. He didn't
Okay.
play not one cupcake.
I'm gonna say this again. He ain't
Literally
play.
the whole SEC.
He ain't play nobody. If you look at those cornerbacks, they didn't have good footwork. I honestly, I think he's a system player. And I pray to God that he does amazing in the league. I want him to make his money. I want him to do amazing, right? Provide for his family, all that. But I think personally, for me, he's a system player. I don't see anything outstanding in his play. Yeah, that's just how I feel about the situation.
He had 250 yards.
Mere bag of shells.
3
Yeah.
touchdowns, 12 catches.
You remember
I-
Bender for Riverside? I think it was like a
We're
system
not
thing.
comparing. We're not comparing. For one, is definitely one of the best. He's definitely one of the best receivers I've seen in college. We're not comparing. That's insane. Definitely one of the best college. I mean, the only people, only like 2 people I compare him to in college. Right, I remember Larry Fitzgerald in college. He was a monster. He had like 30 touchdowns or something crazy. And I remember, for me, one of the best till now was Michael Crabtree. Michael Crabtree, like I don't know if y'all remember him in college.
Andre
Michael
Johnson.
Crabtree went for 2,000 yards and like 25 touchdowns. Michael Crabtree looked like the best wide receiver ever made to me.
Who was Johnson?
Calvin Johnson.
Not
Who?
Calvin Johnson. Johnson. Who played for the Texans?
Andre Johnson.
Yes, I said Andre Johnson. When he played for
Yeah,
you,
but
right?
he was- Yeah, but all the people I'm talking about was up for the Heisman. I don't think Andre Johnson was. So
You clearly don't remember. I know you don't watch college football. Then
I don't think he was up for the Heisman.
he definitely
wasn't.
was. Yes, he was.
I know Smith was the first one since what, Desmond Howard.
Yes, in like 20 years. You know what I mean? And like, wide receivers don't win it. Fitz and Crabtree Fitz should have won it. But whatever. I mean, we don't got to get nuance of college football. But yeah, he was great. I think he's gonna be great. People was comparing him to Devontae Adams as far as footwork and route running and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. And it was effortless. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was literally just him striding and just catching the ball, great hands. Great. Alabama wide receiver you. That's what they're saying. Started with Julio.
It's funny. Twitter was saying like, "Yo, man, if Ohio State gonna start putting that white boy on Smith, I want to try."
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It was one time. He
Nah, bro. Like he wasn't playing against nobody. You saw it though, Mike. Like everybody's seen the play.
Bro,
dude was garbage.
Bro, Ohio State is considered cornerback you. They cornerback you.
Right.
Every cornerback that go to Ohio State is the top 5 pick. All of them.
That doesn't mean that
Okudah
they're
just
good.
won number 3.
That doesn't mean that they're all good in the league. Like, what do you mean? Like, I
I'm
can I can name 10 Ohio State cornerbacks that flamed out. Like, stop it. Like that you didn't say anything there. All you just said that they get drafted high because they come from a name. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
We're talking about college.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. What? Where you get drafted? What are you talking about? Yo, you're
crying. So, did Fields help his case at going number 1 yesterday?
No.
Or did he fall? Or is he still 2?
I think what Fields did is people who love him gonna love him, but people who was off him has got an excuse for him. And they're gonna fall off it. They're gonna use his game. He was hurt, definitely was hurt, based on that Clemson because he was grabbing his side all game. But it is what it is. If you love Fields, it's one of those, you're gonna make excuses for him. But if you didn't, you're gonna use this game as how he got outplayed by people might I won't be surprised if some quarterbacks put Alabama above him because he had a great game.
Nah.
You know what I mean? He had an elite game, and people saying he going in the first round. So I'm not saying he gonna jump all the way to Fields, but people saying he the 3rd or 4th quarterback on the board, and some people might fall in love with him, like a Daniel Jones. He jumped over people too. So I would not be shocked. We've seen it before.
I can see the Jets doing that too. I hope so. So come on, Jets. Shout out to the Jets. Keep doing Jets things. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. It's been like 2 hours or so, hour 45.
Sorry, Mills.
So before we get out, any RIPs, SADOs, or dedications we want to give to the people out there? I know, we got to dedicate this show to our fans, man. We took the 29th off to have a meeting and just get ready for the new year. Supposed to come back the week after. We didn't. We sorry. But we are back. We should be here every week going forward, God willing. So we want to dedicate this episode to y'all, sticking with us and just showing us love.
Yeah, rest in peace in 2020.
Nah, burn that joint. Burn that joint. Hopefully 2020 was cremated. No, 2021 started off like the sequel, though. I ain't gonna lie. So we're gonna find out. And Mills, you got any love for anybody?
Don't make the world problems your problems.
I hear go ride with his parables.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's
Mills,
what I
you got anything before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I'm just grateful. Grateful to be, able to, do this with the guys and give you people out there something to tune into
you people
every week.
You people, Mills.
Mills got pastors on.
Now I'm just playing with you, Mills. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Like I said, we're gonna be back next week. I don't know, Preacher. Do we got a guest next week, or when we doing that?
Yeah. It's the thing about it is the guest we were supposed to have. He is launching. He's having a grand opening for his workout studio, and he's doing a lot of moving around. So I told him, and I talked to him yesterday. I gotta go to the grand opening too. I gotta call him, see when that is. But so he's locked in, right? Like, so he's like, I'm just trying to get a good. I knew it would be hard this week because, he's meeting with people. He trying to get things done at the spot. He there, wee hours of the night. So I told him, yo, bro, handle your business. you know, have the opening, and then we can interview you, and then now it's like we have that to talk about, plus the book and everything else. So I was like, yo, just get that done first. I know you under a lot of stress right now, so I'm trying to get all that stuff. So I told him just do you got to do. Yeah.
All right, bet. All right, so like I said, we got stuff coming for y'all 2021. Make sure y'all tune back in next week, and we appreciate y'all being here. And that's all we got. Hootie hoo!
Remember them when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for me. I'm feeling like everyone plotting on me. Gotta pray for my people to block where they stay. And I know they all counting on me. To go, we going straight to the top. You can't never look down on the streets. Remember them regular days when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for me. I'm feeling like everyone plotting on me. Gotta pray for my people to block where they stay. And I know they all counting on me.